Today I've been reading some chapters from this book named Cassandra. When women are the storytellers, the human story changes. Cassandra Speaks by Elizabeth Lesser. There's a sense of urgency with which Lesser writes that I can personally relate to. She calls for men to connect to their communicative abilities and to share their emotions. My understanding is that by asking men to be more like women, when men bear witness to the disdain with which women are met at openly expressing themselves, which I imagine is quite the deterrent, is just as bad as women feeling the need or being asked to behave as men do. In my understanding, if there is such a difference, as Lesser refers to, the psyche of women in comparison to that of men, my understanding is that to be outwardly communicatively expressive of fears and emotions and pain and trauma, in my understanding, that is an experience that males relate very closely with intimacy, and it's something that might be conveyed with their partners or family members or very, very close friends. To ask for that level of vulnerability to be displayed publicly is quite a large ask, because it's a connection to intimacy. It's a way of establishing intimacy, and not all people want to be openly intimate in a public sphere. Lesser also writes of violence. My understanding is this: what is violence? My understanding of violence might be very different to the experiences of another's understanding of violence. Asking someone to stop being violent who does not necessarily relate or understand or comprehend to your personal experience or the collective experience for whatever reason is tantamount to asking a dog to manage some simultaneous equations. There are so many more steps that we as communities, neighbourhoods, cultures, societies, religions, ethnicities, classes, sexualities, genders, races, there are so many more steps than what it may first appear to be. A conversation surrounding the topic of violence is an excellent start, as opposed to simply saying to stop it. A communication which conveys, this is what violence is to me, and this is what my experience and response and reactions to your violence or the violence or my understanding of violence is, and creating and establishing an ever-evolving understanding and relational awareness between behaviours, actions, decisions, and the outcomes of those. I'd really love an opportunity to be able to have somebody to speak to and to share these things with. Not just anybody, not just somebody, but predominantly the writers of a lot of the work that I read. I would like to have conversations with them in the moment of me experiencing their work. That's all for now.